That's it. It was a long delay there, but
Yeah.
hello, everyone. Welcome to today's live SEO Q&A session with me and Mr. ChrisPalmer.org. Yeah, MrChrisPalmer.org. I'm going to rebrand you. So we've not been on for 2-3 weeks, whatever it's been. Just I had COVID last week, then I was in Chiang Mai and all that stuff. So apologies, everyone, if you've missed us, but we are back. So boom, put as many questions as you want in the chat. Also, don't forget Mr. Randy's 38 digital market press releases. I do believe he has a Black Friday offer on as well. So even better, because we know all of you guys love a deal. So yeah, check that out as well. The link is below, folks.
126? Wow, I haven't looked at that in a while. Holy cannolis. Dang, man. Yo, when we first started, wow, that's insane. When I first started chatting on YouTube, I think you had 54,000 people. That's crazy. I doubled too. But then it's much smaller. That's crazy. Wow.
When you double and it just fucking it goes a little bit quicker. The higher up the chain, because what did you start with? 10,000 or something?
When I first met you, yeah, I probably had 10. Yeah, 10 or 11. Yep.
So that's still.
I started thinking like, wait, what did I start with? I was like $5. No, I was thinking like nothing, a trash bag full of clothes and an idea.
But nah, the growth. But again, the growth's kind of slowing down a little bit as well. Once you get to those figures, I think a lot of people know who you are, and you're either loved or hated. So it's quite hard to grab them all, get them all. But it's weird, dude, because a lot of the viewers don't subscribe. Like 90+% do not fucking subscribe, which is a pain in the ass. But what can you do?
Yeah. But if you're sitting on that though, that means YouTube is showing you a lot, which is very, very good. So they must like you. So that's good.
Yeah.
They don't show junk.
Just S, welcome back, lads. I wasn't sure myself, Just S, but we came on at the last minute. But that is us back. I've certainly no travel plans. In fact, it was Palmer's fault last week we didn't come on. He was in Miami. It was my fault. I fault the previous week. But Palmer was in Miami. What was going on in Miami?
Well, it ended up being an event, but my partner went to an event in Miami, which is closer than LA, right? So I was like, hey, I'll just fly to Miami because I was notarizing. You have to be in person to get a notary for a partnership. They'll do everything else online, but not to notarize it, you know? So I flew down there just so we could do the notary of the partnership agreement. And that was it. And that's why I went. But then I ended up going to 7-figure agency for a day.
Nice.
Which was, it had enlightening benefits. I met Mindsaw. He's like another YouTube guy I talked to. Mm-hmm. I've talked to him quite a few times online, but it's different in person.
Yeah.
You know? So that was cool. We all hung out for a little bit. It's cool, dude. Yeah, we had a good time.
I met Mr. TJ Bowman when I was in Chiang Mai. He was out there, so it was good to see TJ after seeing him on YouTube for so long, to meet him in person.
Is he a big guy? Like a strong, like a football player? When I see the picture, I always think like, oh, sports guy.
Do you know what? He's probably similar in height and build to me. I don't know if that means, yeah.
Well, I don't think you're not that tall. We're not tall guys.
No, I'm 5'8", so it depends who's asking. But yeah, I'm certainly not a tall guy. I might be completely wrong. TJ, I was either drunk or not feeling well in Chiang Mai. But yeah, you looked about the same height as me when I was drunk. I know that much. I landed up with fucking COVID out there as well. So
he's like, I'm 6'2". No.
Dude, he could be. You know what it's like when you're drunk and shit. You're just talking. Oh, TG here. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, fuck knows.
What's up with the COVID? So
Dude.
wait, so clearly you seem to be feeling pretty good. So it had to have been mild, right?
Oh, dude, I was floored. I was fucking floored for a week. So even TG will probably be able to vouch for me. So I remember being in that nightclub, TG, at the after party, and I felt like shit. I really did feel like shit. I wasn't myself. And I left Chiang Mai the next day, and I just thought I was fucked after the week of Chiang Mai and drinking and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then I got to Dubai, and dude, I was in my bed for the full week. I left the apartment once. I was on my arse, could not fucking move.
You didn't swim in Dubai? That water, it's like a jacuzzi.
No, dude, I didn't fucking go in any water or nothing, man.
Fair enough. Well, I understand that, but dang it. You missed out on that one. You missed that one, Craig. That was a life-changing event for me. I'm like, wow, the water here. I dipped my toe in, going to these beaches around here. I dipped my little toe in there to see. Oh, how cold is it? Dude.
Yeah.
Bath water. I was like, oh, jumped in there. It's great, man. Dang it. So you feel good now, though. You seem pretty yourself.
Still not perfect, man. Probably 60% of my normal self. Everyone keeps going, you're right, dude. Like, you're not yourself. And I'm like, dude, I'm just fucking exhausted. So
yeah, you seem a little, couple notches.
Yeah. But Mateus Della, I am feeling a little bit better. Not as bad as I was. So on the way up. Sir Klopp, do PR links count as backlinks?
Well, all links are counted. I could see how you could come to that conclusion due to the reasoning of no follow, and they purge a lot. And then two, it's the same content, so a lot of them don't stay in the search results. However, they're definitely backlinks. Yes, and they definitely count. And just because you don't see it or it's omitted doesn't necessarily mean it doesn't exist and it hasn't been counted. So yes, they're definitely count. Heck yeah. For sure. I consider that a mid-quality link. You know what I mean? It's not directory or citation level or Web 2. It's one notch above. Well, several notches above, to be honest.
I would say they're good. I would say they're good because they're harder to get. Not as many people have them. Even if they're no follow, do they carry power? And not all PR are no follow as well. But yeah, I think they're harder to get, and people refuse to pay for them.
That's right there. They're easy to get, but there is a barrier. It's not super cheap. I did a test on that, actually. I won't share exactly what the results were, but it wasn't what I was expecting. But the rankings were great. I was expecting different results. It was interesting. It was a good test.
Nice.
Yeah.
TG says he's average height and pudgy. Definitely not a linebacker material.
Me neither. Don't feel bad.
Bogey breaking golf. Should I bother signing up to affiliate programs if my product review pages are only getting around 5 clicks each per week? Only 3 so far ranking. I mean, are you at the start of your journey? Is the thing. Do you give up too early? If you're going to tell me that you've been doing this for a couple of years, and that's all you're getting, then I think you have to review the situation. But I've worked in the golf niche, and there is money to be made. That is a fact. So I would keep going. I'm going to make the. I would make the. I mean, you can make money. I mean, you just got to give it a bigger push. I'd make the assumption that, maybe it's early in your journey, man.
Yeah, and 2, I mean, And if we're talking about signing up for affiliate programs for selling traffic, yeah, no. It's not time for that. But as far as getting the ducks in a row for future, I think, a year ahead. Do we want to have, do we want to have some people in our pocket? We want to know, hey, what's their payout schedule? What's their cookie policy? Like there's little lessons that you're going to learn. So I would sign up. Yes. And then too, if you've only had this up for a short period of time where you're at 5 clicks each week, what are you at? About 6 months, 4 months, maybe? Because you're probably going for top shelf stuff where it's high competition because there's affiliate programs pitching it. Don't give up, man. Nah, you're going to fail more than you win. It's not a failure. It's a lesson. So don't give up. And yes, keep going and sign up.
And just this, Chiang Mai was a lot of fun.
Sick.
Yeah, definitely. Twok Design, what's your favorite AI writing tool for local SEO?
Well, I don't think he named it. He didn't name it. He didn't name it. Tom, you met Andy and Tom, right?
Yeah.
The event, yeah. Well, that's the coder. That's the guy. What we're utilizing is Lambda. It's a model of Google's, and we fine tune it based on the top 100 results that are already ranking. It depends on what we're writing. If we're writing blogs, then we'll usually he'll go and get literature of some sort that's, the defining authority in the space. Like if we're doing law and we need statistics and rules, then he'll go get Library of Congress type books in order to feed in for fine tuning. That's what we're doing to crank out content at this point. And a fun fact, in order to make it easier for the normals, right, for the regular people, not that I'm not a big fan of OpenAI that much right now because I think Google has a better product in my opinion. But OpenAI has made it super easy to fine tune. Like you just got to get the JSON-L files, get your JSON-L, but you need a lot. You need a lot of documentation in order to fine tune properly, but they make it easy. Go check it out. OpenAI.
Go check it. And my one would be Koala Writer, Kola, is solid. Works well for me. So that's just another one to throw out there.
I always think that's what they were really asking. The push button. Which one right now that's already done where I don't have to do any work, right? Yeah. I'm sorry.
You don't want your geeky ass fucking personalized tool.
I didn't think of that.
What can they get their hands on, Chris? What can they fucking use?
That's so funny. I was thinking like, dude, yeah. Koala Writer sounds fine by me. I never partaken. The guys had it in the group. They seem to like it. So
it's a beast. I've tried them all. Koala or Scale Nut are the two that I would recommend. So,
did ScaleNut ever deploy on that functionality they were talking about?
The cannibalization.
Yep.
Yeah, that's done. That's out.
I'm curious to see how their output looks. Cool.
It's decent.
Oh, it's super pretty. Like they have a UI on it.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Of course. Yeah, those scripts are a pain in the nuts. And then the clients are like, what is this? I'm like, well, here's how you read it.
Yeah. No, it's super simple and easy if you want to show it to clients.
I always run into that issue. What's your opinion on GoHigh Level?
I mean, I think it's a super great tool. It's a bit much for what I do personally. But I think it's solid, dude. I think they've done a good job in everything that they do. So I know lots of people who use it, and they scream from the housetops. I did fuck around with it, but I need all of that stuff for my own personal use? I don't. But that doesn't mean it's not a good setup. So I think it's really good and cost effective as well. You look at some of the other stuff out there like HubSpot and various other bits and bobs.
So expensive. Yeah.
Go high level, it blows it out the water, and not just in functionality, but also in terms of cost. So,
well, but as the value add, if you were to go back to the agency lifestyle, right? You wanted to torture yourself, right, for fun. Do you think that that's a value add, like that clunkiness? Do you think it's worth investing the time to work it all out as a value add to my higher end clients?
Yeah,
fair enough.
100%. I mean, automation is, marketing, all of the kind of stuff that you can do on there. How could it not be a value add to your clients? Whether you have a client and you do a bit of the text message marketing, whatever, dude, even just using that to 5% of its capacity is a value add. Now you can obviously use it a lot more, but no, just certain little things, dude, is a value add. And
for sure, I believe that.
Are these people currently doing all of that kind of stuff just now? Probably not. So yeah, I think there's a lot you can do and add a lot of value to businesses. So
yeah, it was just clunky the first time, and it was like I just didn't have the time to invest to set it up and learn it. But if I'm going to spend the 2 days or the week to learn it, I was just curious your opinion.
I think you could easily go crazy for a week on it, learn it, and you'll be like, fuck,
that's what I'm thinking.
A million new ideas and shit you can do. So
yep. Yeah, because we piece together. It would be nice to have everything together, but I've learned the hard way that usually the all-in-one stuff doesn't quite work as good. Like Calendly, yeah, they have a million Calendlies built in the other stuff, and yeah, I could get it cheaper. It doesn't quite work like Calendly. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's, sorry to take away from the questions. I was just curious your opinion.
But no, listen, I tried it years ago and it was clunky at the time, but dude, it's got better. And that guy, there's a guy out there, Bruno Souza. Yep. He's a fucking whiz on it. That's his thing. So he can set it all up for you, dude. He set it all up for me previously, and I didn't use it. But sorry, Bruno, if you see this. But yeah, I was just like, fuck this.
This is too much. Yeah, it's overwhelming. Yeah. I figured it'll take me about a week. Like it's. Do I want to invest a week?
Dude, you've got time coming up to Christmas and the New Year.
Exactly. So that's what I was thinking.
Want to get all geeky and freaky, dig deep and learn something new.
Well, I just got I got a pretty good contract for the beginning of the year. And I was thinking this would be the perfect client to start off with. But I have to know it and be able to explain it, or they're going to tell me, no way, Jose.
But anyway, back to the questions. Swords Rizwan, best backlinks for a new e-commerce website, Chris.
This is e-commerce is very broad. It depends on your industry to start with. But if I had to give that's a broad question. To give you a broad answer, my best advice would go look in the industry you're in. What products, what exact industry? Take a look at the top performers inside SEMrush or Ahrefs, whatever tool you're utilizing, and take a look at the category of link that they're purchasing or acquiring, right? Like what type of link is it? What link graph are they in? Is it business, industrial? Is it, arts and entertainment, shopping? Like which category? And then which subcategory specifically are they buying their links in? Those are the links that are going to move the needle the most. So that's how I would start. And then once you know a category to buy in, those are the ones that move the needle. All links move the needle, but these will move the needle the most. And I'm willing to pay a premium for those types of links, category specific. So that's where I would start.
Yeah, but links are links is all I would say to Swords as well. People saying best backlinks for e-commerce. Links are links. Whether it's a Amazon affiliate website, e-com, whatever, links are links. So try and not confuse it too much.
Right.
But it's something different. Obviously there's different types of links, but just go out and get some. But Chris's advice is good. Go after categories. is always a good place to go. But make sure you don't sit there and wonder what type of. Just go out and get some fucking links, get some power flowing to that website, one way or another. Like Chris says, category pages are a good place to start. Just S, what does it take to build out a directory in 2023, 24, and how easy is it to monetize them, and what are some things to be mindful of? So Just S is bizarre because I had a question, that question in my mastermind today. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say directories are bad or they can't be monetized, but if you want to build out a directory, and you're trying to sell ads or space on it, there's a lot of time, sales calls and everything else to try and sell that particular slot. So my thing would be the cost against the reward. It's easy enough to rank it, all that as an SEO, but trying to get that monetized, obviously you can use display ads and various other bits and bobs, but why a directory? What directory? Yellow Pages have done it for many years, and they sold space on there for, like, I don't know, plumbers, Ohio, and whatever, and you could buy the top slot and all this stuff. But there's a big manual element to it, and like we always say, SEOs are lazy bastards. They, even if you were to rank that directory, are you going to have the time to go out and monetize it? I think that's a hard one, a really hard one, Just S. I'm not trying to put you off, not saying it can't be done, but I think, there's a lot of cost involved in that in terms of hiring VAs or salespeople and everything else. But Chris, what would you, is a directory something you would consider or have considered?
I've had the benefit of working on specific types of directories. So yeah, you hit the nail on the head right there. It's got to be an industry to where when you become visible, the people will come to you. I would say that we don't want to have to spend the time seeking and searching and trying to land those deals. We have to become visible and just become one of the main sources. So in the industries that we were doing it in, or I guess maybe I got on with the right guy, like that was the name of the game. Get in position, and then the objective is the talent wants to be front and center on these directories. So that's the objective. In the industry, I've only done it one other time with one other gentleman, and that was the goal. I've had other propositions over the course of time, but so yeah, get up top, get front and center, and pick an industry where it just makes sense that, hey, this is front and center. They're going to reach out to you, and make it very easy to transfer funds. Make it so easy and seamless. Maybe go through the other directories and look at their monetization models and see how much friction there is to get through the door. A lot of them put a lot of barriers. So that was another piece that we wanted to make it really easy and fast. So just side notes for you. Hopefully that helps. Because the ranking is, I think the directories are great. The ranking is easy as long as you have a long-term vision and you have enough money to sustain the vision. That'll come as long as you're patient enough and you have enough dough to sit on. So yeah, the key is the money, getting money back. Yes, sir.
Are you having a Black Friday sale to get into your mastermind, Chris?
Man, oh yeah. Oh, for the mastermind we're gonna do, I had much more grandiose ideas for Black Friday. I just had a few curveballs in the last, during the work time, I guess. But yeah, definitely for the mastermind. For the new year, I'm switching stuff up with the mastermind. But yeah, yeah. Why? What do you think would be a good offer? Free? No.
I'm not going to do a Black Friday sale for the mastermind. Mine's is only £69 a month. And to be fair to the other members who've consistently paid that, I don't think it would be fair to do a Black Friday to get more people on board. So I'm certainly not doing it. But You know, that's just my perspective. You know, I don't want loads and loads and loads of people in there anyway. You know, it's quite hard to manage the people that are in there already. So I don't want like fucking swarms of people coming in on the cheap. So
yeah, but I did a Black Friday offer. And then too, like with, okay, here, I'll give you these specific trainings. If you get this, I'll give you a complimentary month or whatever, right? But anyway, what I noticed about that is if we were able to sign up an additional 10, 2 would stick around. So yeah, that first month is, you know, hey, there's 10 new faces, you know, stuff like that. But they usually don't stick around. Only a small select few will, you know. What, you think that's disrespectful to other members to offer your product or services at a discounted rate during a time of discounting product sales?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
That's just my own personal opinion, but also, I mean, I can't fucking discount it much more anyway. Mine's is as cheap as you get. So,
well, yeah, I wouldn't discount the testing group, but the group coaching, I mean,
I'm doing consultancy calls. I'm doing consultancy calls on a discount for Black Friday, but I don't want to lure people into the group. I just think people have paid for the last few years at the rate they've paid, so I've never discounted the masterminds.
I never even thought that it would affect.
Dude, like, put yourself in their shoes, right? Dude, you're paying your fee every month.
$6 a month, yeah.
And then the motherfucker does a fucking discount, you know, to get people in. I'd be like, you fucking bastard.
I mean, we built a group together, and yes, but it is a product, though.
Yeah.
I'm offering my time. It's still a product. Like, I still want to grow it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I still would like to see new people. Yeah, that's a good, so that means you must have gotten feedback. So interesting. So that's why the guys kept digging me.
No one has actually said it. I just always ask myself the question, would I be pissed if I'd paid to be part of a mastermind and then everyone else was going in?
And I was like, no, I wouldn't. It's a business. He wants to get new business. Cool, great. Get him in here. Let's talk to him.
But hey,
okay, fair enough.
Everyone's different. Everyone's
I'm gonna
different.
run with you then. Okay. But I can't sell the time for half rate. I just can't do that. Not at this point. Doing the consultant. I did that last year, and that's awesome. And you get a full calendar, but that time means too much to me at this point right now.
I think I know certain guys who are just not doing Black Friday stuff at all. They just don't want to devalue their service. So
it's so fun though. It's just I feel like that's like an SEO marketer's like Christmas. It's like, oh, it's Black Friday time, baby. Like, you know,
let's get some money.
Yes, for sure. Yep.
No.
Yep. And everybody, all the clients, you talk to everybody, like everybody has the same little mission. They're like, hey, what are we doing this year? Whoa, what should we do? You know, it's fun, man. But okay, I didn't think of that. So that's why they kept asking me, hey, Chris, are you gonna? Because they felt some kind of way. I never even would have thought that. It's interesting. I never thought that. I didn't know, man. I didn't think of that. That's why I ask people that I respect.
DJ Smokey, can you clarify your position on the Gaza conflict? One thing I've always been taught, DJ Smokey, is never to get involved in politics or things that you don't understand. Oh,
that left the screen quick. What was I didn't even see it. It's like, you're out of here. I didn't see that. It was in and out.
Someone.
And you booted him.
Yeah.
Whatever it was. Wow. You pissed Craig off. It must have been bad. So
asking about things that are non-relevant to SEO. You couldn't win, you know, why is someone asking our opinion on a war situation? I mean, what do we know about that stuff?
I don't know.
I just want everyone to stop fighting, end the story, and buy up my Black Friday mastermind call. Not my mastermind.
Stop fighting. Hey, you guys want to learn SEO? No. Oh, man, that's funny.
But are citations good for niche affiliate websites with no address, or are press releases better?
There's mix.
I would still do them.
Exactly.
As just as part of the process, there's still links. So
Right.
part of the process, it's any real major power or anything that comes from them? The answer's probably no. But it's just part of the process, dude. Just smash some citations at anything, even if it has no address. But can you somehow muster up an address? Would be
you get one.
I don't know how to say it with it, but muster up the address is the best I can give you.
That's right.
And build a bit of trust. Get some of those trust signals going, because websites with no address.
Build the entity, name, person, place, or thing. Very important. I agree. Get a PO box. It's $40 a year. Boom, got an address. Or just look outside your window and be like, okay, that one.
Schema type question. We're in the travel biz. We sell cruises and use several cruise blog pages for info and selling purposes and call to actions. Should our cruise pages use the article schema or product schema? Article?
So you're doing informational. You can only mark up what's on the page, irrelevant of the niche or category. I mean, yes, there's relevance. There's other schemas for that, but we can only mark up what's on the page. It's to enhance the page and have the bot understand the page better. So then, yes, in this case, I would either do blog post or article. I would take a look at that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I just that was the answer for me. Article schema, but
and then the product, you can do product, but is there imagery there? Is there a review system in the page? Just be very mindful. The only reason, you could add whatever you want, but you never know what Google's going to do tomorrow. So just be mindful of what the schema is used for, because then they can magically wake up and say, oh, the how-tos are no longer blah, 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 right? So just be mindful of what it's for and mark up the page accordingly. That's what I would do.
Hopefully that helps you, Glenart. Bogey breaking golf, sorry. Also, in your opinion, citation sites are valuable for blog sites or just for local SEO? I would do them for any website, bogey breaking golf, just to tick the box. Like we said before, build the entity, build some trust signals, blah, 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 blah. Are they, could you do without them? Of course you could, but I still do them anyway, just to mix shit up and tick that box and try and build a bit of trust. So definitely not just for local SEO. Definitely not, in my opinion. I would still throw them at the website. But Chris Goldsmith, and guys, keep your questions coming. We are only 18 minutes past 5 on the questions, but keep them coming. We'll blast through them. We still have little under half an hour left, so we'll go through. Any tips to get press releases indexed faster, easier? Sorry. What are you currently using for indexing, Chris?
I mean, we were using SynBite for a while. I mean, currently it's been, Google goes through phases. So, I mean, if you're going to use an indexer, I guess I would just recommend SynBite. But right now, you're just chilling for a while. And plus, on top of that, the press releases, I mean, you're at the end of the day, what's going to be there? Most things are going to get omitted anyway, or however you look at it. Like you're going to end up with 40 or 50 that stick around. They're either going to purge or get omitted, and then the tools don't show them. Like if you did a quotation of the title of your PR, there's usually about 44 or 56 that stick around. Like, okay, that's what it is. Are you getting higher than that? Like after the 60 days pass, right, Craig? You do a press release. top shelf, whatever the best is, right? When you go and you look for that title, you end up with what, about, let's just say 60. It's like 56, 60 that really sit there for a long period of time, like your Yahoo, all the real hot ones.
Yeah.
News channels, right?
Yeah.
And still at the end of the day, 60, divided by whatever your cost is still a pretty good cost per link when you look at the quality of the link.
Yeah.
It's actually not it's a good deal. I wouldn't, what I'm getting at here is, why would I even worry about spend more time or allocate more resources towards indexing something if Google already isn't rewarding it? If it's valuable, it'll make it past the filter and it'll show. It's already picked. They're all the same content, 700 times, 500 times. So Google's showing what it feels or deeming valuable. And it doesn't matter. It's already been seen and indexed. So I'm getting credit for all the links just because they're not in the search results or showing up in tools. I wouldn't spend the money or waste the time. So that's my opinion.
Yeah.
Would you?
No.
Nah. No. But that's that. Now those lists, not generally the top shelf stuff, but those random news channels and stuff. They oftentimes, generally in the cycle, depending on the client, they will end up in GSA.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we can generally get a few more to stick around by doing that, but is that worth setting up and doing unless you already have it? Not really, but you do get a higher indexation rate and they stick around longer. But we like to pummel those links.
Yeah.
Just my opinion.
Tonya, how does aggressive but safe link building look like if you want to rank fast and long? I think it's the craziest question, Tonya. Rank fast and long, aggressive but safe. They don't really go together, in all honesty. And I don't care who you ask that question to, they would be bullshitting you to suggest otherwise. I think, when you're building links, it needs to appear natural. It can't be aggressive and fast and have long-term benefits. Of course, you can go out there and throw the kitchen sink at it. Are you likely to have long-term benefits from that? No, absolutely not. So I think, it's not about aggressive. I think it's about the quality of links that you're building these days rather than, speed and volume. I think I'd be looking for quality over quantity. And I don't think you go far wrong with that. But aggressive but safe, they don't go together. You can just go out there and buy a whole bunch of fucking niche edits, be aggressive as you like, and and power them up with some GSA or Money Robot or whatever you want. And that's aggressive, but is it safe? Is it going to work in the long term? Is it going to work in a competitive niche? There's so many other variables there. So I think, what you're looking for is an answer that doesn't exist. And I have friends who often say, dude, show me where the real link shop is, Craig. Come on, man. The secret place that you're all fucking buying shit from. Like, dude, there is no fucking secret place. So that is how I see it, Tonya. I think, the question is, it can't be answered unless somebody's giving you the wrong answer. But Chris, maybe you can.
There's no answer, but Chris, do you? No. That's the that's polarizing. Like fast, quick, right? Sure, there's lots of that. But long-term sustainable rankings, no. They don't go. You can do like a small mixture, but yeah, no, that can't be. I don't know of an answer for that. I know fast and quick, and I know how to do it sustaining. Somewhere in the middle is where you want to be. I do a little bit of the shady stuff just to cut corners and save dollars, so there's more profit on my side. But at the end of the day, if the SERP's calling for 342 DR60s, that's what it's got to be. Or just to to speak in a language that we both understand. Like, if I need 360 bangers, I need 360 bangers. Like, that's all there is to it, unfortunately. Yep.
Chris Goldsmith says, Go high level websites, horrible for SEO. Took a customer off it and moved into WordPress, and their rankings jumped substantially. I certainly wouldn't use it for a website. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't even pondering that. I was looking at the other systems. Why is that how it works? Maybe I should talk to the guy again. I have to use their asset?
Well, you can. You don't have to.
Right. Okay. I just like their functionalities. It would clean up costs immensely,
Yeah.
But in any case.
Solid CRM though, as Chris says. So definitely worth it for that. And Rizwan SEO, make sure you have subscribed and hit the notification button.
And let's hear a question. What do you got? What can we help you with?
Yeah. Would it be better to build from a new domain or get an expired domain and build? If you want a head start, Justice, and you want to buy an expired domain with some authority, you can do it, but it depends what you're trying to achieve. If you're trying to build out a brand new brand, and you've got full control of everything, then start with a new domain name. But if you don't give a shit, or somehow stumbled across a good expired domain name that you think you can work with,
somehow
a head start. So either or, but depends on what you're trying to do of it, to be honest. But Chris, what's your theory?
Yeah, that's I love how you said if somehow you stumble across, that's the key right there. I did a test on this. Like, if you're just scraping from the bottom, your $12 domains expired that meet criteria as far as backlinks, they can be hit or miss. What I would suggest, if you're going to go that route, because there's a lot of time you're sitting and waiting, and it's not always what it seems when you set those sites up. Expired ones we're talking about, like, make the upfront investment, go to a broker, let them figure it out, and I would get like an auction, like something fresh, or it's about to drop. You could put a bid in, like you could see the pre-drop list. Sites release every day. Shop from there, pay the $50 or whatever it is. That would be my advice, because those expireds, if they're truly expired or dropped, they're not always hitters.
Yeah,
it's a struggle.
How to find local SEO niches? What requirements are required to people ask this question all the time, Rizwan, and we can't just say go after the locksmith niche or whatever. There's a million niches out there. What requirements are you looking for? You're looking for something that can afford to pay you. That's the thing. Don't go after plumbers or something, gutter cleaners, that type of thing, because they don't have money to pay. However, in terms of how to find local SEO niches, do some research, listen to some podcasts, listen to other people talking. I've done hundreds of live sessions online, and there's a different niche mentioned probably in every single fucking one of them. Someone's always working in a different niche. Which one of those do you want us to pluck out for you? Could be anyone's guess. Go after high ticket items, dude. That's all I would say. Dentists, lawyers, shit like that.
And there's obscure things. Google has already did all the work, and they have all the data, right? I just talked to somebody about this, and I was like, well, if I was going to target something, they have a Google guarantee, right? If you go there and look at their list, they've done all the work for you. This is where the money is. Then you just have to decide which one would pay me the most, So there's the list. They've done all the work for you, right? If there wasn't coin there, Google wouldn't be doing that. They were like, oh, you guys are making too much money. Took that from us. So there's the main list, in my opinion. There's your list. Then just figure out, well, which one is getting the highest? Is it hourly? Is it seasonal? Start running down that list. Is it seasonal? What do they get per customer? And then start looking. Once you find a couple winners, it's a high cost, then start looking at the areas, like, can I compete here? So that's what I would do, friend. Hope that helps, man. As long as, yeah, that's it.
Bogey is asking thoughts in the future of ChatGPT and OpenAI with everything that's going on in the news lately.
Oh, is there something going on in the news? I don't know what's going on with them. What's wrong with them?
One of the main guys has left, and Microsoft snapped him up very, very quickly. And
well, he left because they bought him.
Right. So I don't know the entire story, but yeah, there's a big stink about the main guy has left or got thrown out or whatever it was, and 70% of the staff said they're also going to leave if he's not reinstated, and then Microsoft snapped the guy up or whatever. I don't know, dude. Something like that.
So something along these lines. I didn't even know that. But
I've had COVID, so I might have misinterpreted some of that. So, but yeah, something along those lines.
But still, a business, that might be the head of the snake, but there's got to be. Now, the 70% of the workforce leaving could be a problem, you know? So I don't know, man. Hard to say. How the heck would we know? I have no idea. I have no thoughts on that. I like Google better anyway. So that's my thought. I was using their models anyway.
Chris, on my mastermind, if you jumped on this week, you can look at every session that we've ever had back for the last few years. So there's a couple of 100 sessions there. Chris, do you do the same? Can people watch?
I give them all of them. I'm taking that a step further. But I was actually pondering keeping the old sessions. Do you think it's worth keeping the year logs? You know, we're talking 52 a year. Like that's.
I have, but I am also pondering whether to remove some of it because some of the stuff's dated and stuff like that as well. So I don't know. I'm going to be changing things up in the new year as well. But for now, you can look at the last 2 years worth of stuff in my mastermind. But of course, if you go and start watching it from 2 years ago, some of the information, some of the tools, some of the methods are no longer working. So
I was going to lean towards. I'm assuming this is what you were thinking too. Are you going to lean more towards kind of like what like Ted and Kyle set up, like having it hosted like that?
I don't know, dude. I really don't. I haven't. I don't know. I really
finalized. Don't know. We know we want to do it because you want to give the most value, right? Yeah. But it's got to be manageable, right? Is that that's where the delay comes in? Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yep.
You know, I think for me, some of the frustrations that I have, there's too much shit talking goes on in the WhatsApp groups and this, that, and it blows my fucking brains. Mislead people, not deliberately misleading people, but you know, wrong information and stuff. I want to try and make people come on to the fucking mastermind and learn there. And obviously, when people are saying something that maybe, you know, we can highlight that that's maybe not the right information or whatever. But you know, when it's a bit all over the place and there's a lot of misleading and you know, dated or wrong information, certainly in terms of my opinion. And I want to try and offer more value and cut out the crap. Because, yeah, I just don't want my guys in my mastermind to be falling down all the traps that I fell down, you know, doing this stuff. So, yeah, I just need to try and figure out the best way to do it. But
we're going to cut that little piece there out by chance?
Yeah.
Wise.
Are you going? Do you feel the same way?
Oh, 1,000,000%. My reasoning might be slightly different, but yes. Yeah.
Also,
more so for poaching reasons.
Yeah. Well, people are in there, you know, spamming and you know, trying to siphon and
like this isn't customer acquisition. This is for communication and helping each other. You know, this isn't a client acquisition portal, guys.
That's what I went crazy yesterday. So people are thrown in, you know, random people's deals and all that kind of stuff for Black Friday. I'm like, guys, what part of do not fucking spam do you not get? Stop it. Like, I don't even put my own shit in there, so I'm not going to let
I
anyone
don't even
else.
sell my own shit. Yes, exactly.
So, you know, and then someone else piles in and starts putting in links to stuff, and I'm like, did you not just read the comments from like 2-3 minutes ago? So it's poaching, it's greasing people up, it's misleading, it's fucking horrendous. The most horrific. Honestly, it is greasy as hell, and people think I don't see it. I do see it, and but
I do like the activity though. Like they're all buddies though, which is the point. But yeah, I understand.
poaching, stealing, marketing to your audience,
Misleading. And it's not what. Yeah. Yes.
So you know, there's a guy out there, Dan Pena. When you go to his course, dude, you don't fucking talk to anyone else. You do not fucking mingle. You fucking listen to him and no one else, because he's sick and tired of all of this stuff. And I tend to agree. Most people are good, to be fair. There's only a handful that you see, and it's quite good for people just to come in. Oh, guys, I've got a fucking problem, but it gets abused, and that's where my frustration comes in.
That's the vision right there. Hey, I'm having a problem. Oh, well, here's 30 dudes that have thoughts on it, you know, and that's perfect. Yep, that's interesting. But I like that aspect of it.
Yeah,
even stuff too that I'm thinking about. Just put it in there, like, oh, here, let's see what the boys think about this. You know.
Well, I don't mind people. You know, if someone else is doing a great service, by all means, promote what you're doing. You know, like Randy or whatever. Fine, you know, he does PR. Go and use him. I'm not against that. It's just some people use it as a fucking sales tool, and I know they do. I've heard them saying it. I join masterminds just to come in and sell to that audience, and you're like, you ain't fucking doing that in here. That's not fair. It's not what it's about. So, yeah,
not at all. Yeah, I'm not even pitching my own stuff. Jeez.
Yeah,
that's all right. Such as life lessons.
Yeah, lessons, dude. But yeah, people are like, please don't cut it off. You know, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Were the loudest the prime suspects?
No.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay.
No, I mean, there is, to be fair to a lot of the guys in my mastermind, 98% are fine, but there's 2% in there that are trying to acquire clients and mislead people and all that kind of stuff. And dude, this is the thing, right? I sell links and all that stuff. I say to my guys in the mastermind, guys, please don't fucking buy my links. I'm charging you too much. Please fucking avoid the middleman. Here's where you can go. Here's how you do it. Blah, 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 blah. But they still go and buy from some other middleman, and you're like, fuck me. So, yeah.
It's fun. That's hey, lessons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. Hey, Grant Cardone's here. I got all your books, man. Audiobooks.
How to find the big tickets off-page clients. How to find guest posting clients.
You figure that out. You come see me first. I've tried. Yeah, that's tough, man.
Dude, I've got a great suggestion.
What?
Go to Chrissy's mastermind and just sell to all his fucking people.
Oh man, that's one way. Yeah, because I never. Yeah, I'm not there to pitch. I don't think of it that way. You know, like you guys all know me. I clearly offer everything. I just don't. It's not what I'm there for. Yeah, but as far as finding those higher ticket, well, and two, what's our difference between higher ticket? I'd much rather. It's not the one-time sales that I'm looking for. I'm looking for lifetime of sale, the lifetime value. I'm looking for clients that maybe they don't come with big chunks, but they consistently come. You know, and that's who I like personally. Even if you just come in with 20, but you come with 20 a week, awesome. You're the guy I love. Yeah, but the big hitters, I have no idea. You let me know. I think they're turned off because I'm more appropriate to wholesale pricing. And I think that turns off a lot of people because they're so used to paying a heavy premium, in my opinion. So then they automatically assume, oh, something's wrong. It's interesting.
Maeve, good to see you. As always, Tonya, what's the main purpose of running GSA for press releases? To crawl them, to keep them indexed, the link power, or all of the above, Chris?
Primarily, we will see because if they invest the $350, like say a client that's on the on the scope of work list, they want to be able to see that because most clients look at links as advertisements, not links like we do, right? So with that being said, they want, when they go back and check or look it up, or maybe they're sitting around eating like, hey, look at this, I was on Yahoo. That needs to be there, right? So if they go in there and look and they're like, man, there's only like 2 links here. That's why we do it primarily. And we have just found that if we build, it just goes right in. It's part of the work order. So after we build the PR, then we'll build to usually the lower level ones, the ones that'll jump off, and we'll get a higher indexation rate or stick rate, I should say. That's why. That's the main reason. Because really, if we have a news site and it's like, I don't know, DR25 or whatever it is, if I blast that sucker with 1,000 GSA links, it's not really given that much more of a boost, but it will stick around in the circle a little longer. So that's the reason. I don't want those links to dump until they purge, And plus, too, when these sites purge, they're almost on the same cycles. So you'll see inside the tools, if you show reports to your clients, you'll see the dumps. You'll see these orange dumps. And then when you go look, you're like, it's those news sites. So we try to keep those. We don't want big jumps. That's why. Hopefully that helps you, Tanya.
Jaspreet, what's your advice on expired domains? Do your own due diligence. Check it hasn't been burned before, used and abused, blah, 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 blah. We could talk for that on for half an hour, but we are literally 3 minutes left. So a couple of bullet points. Check it's not been used and abused before. Use the Wayback Machine to see what's been on there. Make sure it hasn't had any redirects in the past. Basically make sure you look and ensure that no one's burnt it to death, basically. But any quick tips, Chris?
You touched all the quick ones. That's the big one. You really, really, really need to go and see what was there previously. Kind of like a Carfax. Like that way back, people are looking to make sure that there's not XXX stuff previously. But really, it's like, how many times did it change hands? More notably, did it change hands quickly? Because then the probability of it being burnt is skyrocketed. I don't need to do any more searching. If it's changed hands 3 or 4 times in a 6 month or a year span, it's out of here. I wouldn't even touch it. I'm good. Yeah. That just means somebody was like, oh, it looked, because it had 600 referring domains and it's got a good clean backlink profile. Yeah. It's already been siphoned off. That's gone.
So Maeve, on your question on About Me schema, how many entities would you include? How many are out there about you? That's the thing. I would be having the same as, to all my social media, any press that I have, Crunchbase, a whole bunch of stuff. Is there a limit to how many entities I would include? Probably not if there was a whole bunch of stuff out there. I'd be adding them all. For me, I've probably got, 15 or 20 out there, but that's about it. So I would try and add as many as you possibly can to say this is the same Maeve or whatever it is you're doing to tie it all together. Would you agree, Chris?
Yeah, I wouldn't go ham on the internal pages, but that homepage, connecting the dots to the organization is definitely a priority as much as whatever's out there.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. You can't lose doing that. Don't get too insane. But yeah, can't lose doing that. Jesse, what's up, man?
Jesse, obviously people will debate this all day long. I have a friend who's doing really well with it just now. I used to do a lot of it myself personally. When Exact Match Domains worked, then they stopped working as well. Now they are working a little bit better again. So I would expect to see that trend probably continuing. The weight or the power that they get changing somewhat. So I wouldn't solely rely on it, but they are working for now.
Yeah, and too, like in the last 10 years, looking at websites, like they've always been a winner, right? And there's times maybe not so much, but if you've got all of the other foundational elements, like you got the links down pat, the on page is tight, you'll probably be a winner for whatever you're optimized for on that homepage. The problem lies in when we start building internal pages or hitting other cities or doing secondary services. I've always struggled with that. So that's the only reason that I think they're going to be winners for a very long time. But you're very limited on what you can win. That's the drawback. Hopefully that helps you, Jesse. I think, man, they've never been a loser, really. Like, yeah, maybe they wiped them off at number 1, and they moved them to number 2, and they put Yelp above you, but they're always a winner, right?
Yeah.
For the most part, yeah.
No, Maeve, not on the masterminds, but there's deals and everything else. So consultancy calls and all that. Nerdy, Sam Altman returned as CEO this morning. So there you go. Justice, do you think programmatic SEO and brand building will be the trend in 2024 to minimize being hit by Google updates? I think brand building is something you should have been doing in 2020, let alone 2024. People are obviously late to the party, but yes, trying to diversify everything, building a brand, building whatever you can is something that I would aim to do. I would also be looking to get traffic from multiple sources rather than just focusing on SEO, whether that be paid, whether that be YouTube, whether that be social media, email list, whatever. Try and build up as much as you possibly can. Chris?
And then automation, for sure. Anything that you can make go faster, always going to be a winner. And then as far as brand building, for sure, whether you're a face or a logo, it's always been a dominant force, so yes, and yes.
And Honey, how to target SEO clients with high ticket size? Should I rank a website for a specific location? Just because you're always here, Honey, I'm going to give you a little tip. Do not go out and rank a website for a specific location. All that happens is you're going to attract other SEOs in that location looking at your website. That's not where the high ticket size things go.
Exactly.
Another little tip, guys, trying to get in front of the CEO of a company. That guy is not likely to be searching for something. Maybe go to a golf course, maybe network more. Try to get in front of these guys is where the high ticket stuff happens, not through Google search. I know guys who actively go out and play golf just to network with the high rollers, and they don't even like golf. That's their way of getting to the kind of top dogs. So, ranking in a local area, I don't think it's going to do it. I mean, you might get something decent, but that's my opinion. But Chris, any tips from your end? Where's the big money?
My best clients that are the highest ticket always come from referral. So if I had a smaller client, and like what I've realized very quickly, at least in this particular niche that I've been doing well in, is they all went to school together. So they might not be in the largest firms. They all went to the same school. They like they're brothers, like they're all tight kind of in a way. So I assume that this would transfer. So I would get into the industry at whatever level. And I think that would be the best way. It's going to come off a referral. I assure you. Because I mean, anybody that's going to be that high ticket, that means they have the high ticket and they've already probably acquired someone. So the only way in there is going to be off of a referral with the right timing. It's got to be the right time with the right word. Hey, this guy's the one. That's the only way I've been able to get the high tickets. You know, I don't know what you think is high ticket, but like, you know, more than 3 or 4 a month. You know.
Yeah. But that hopefully that gives you some kind of answer, honey. But sadly, guys, we are out of time. So it has been a wonderful session.
Having fun too. Yeah, I was like, oh, we're out already. Now
do,
what?
Do check out Randy's 38 Digital Market. The link is below. And do check out chrispalmer.org for all of Chris's services. And if you want 60% off of consultancy calls, then go to my social media, guys. The link is there. That's the Black Friday deal that I'm doing. And yeah.
That's actually very, very gracious to give up that time. That's very gracious of you.
I've met a lot of good people doing that, believe it or not. So, yeah, a lot of great wee guys trying to cut their teeth in the world. So if I can help them, then yeah, why not? Why not?
Fair enough.
But on that note, guys, we will see you next week. Have a good one. See you later.
Thank you.